and welcome to Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy, and today we're here again with another episode of The Final Pour. If you're new to the channel, hello, welcome, come on in, get comfortable, enjoy the show. If you're a returning viewer, you know how we do. Always good to see you. Come on in, let's have a drink, shall we? So what is a Final Pour episode, Mr. Randy? Well, it is the third and final part of a three-part review Mr. Randy does for a libation. First part, part one, is called Off the Rip. I get the bottle home, I crack it open, I have the first pour, and share my initial impressions. Mouth is a little bit dry, and let me just go ahead and fix that real quick. Have some water. I share my initial impressions with you because that's what I do it for. I do it for you. I do it for you. There we are. So part two, we're going to be halfway down the bottle. I'm going to give the spirit, whiskey, libation, what have you, enough time and space, my mouth is drying out again already, to open up. If it does, see if the characteristics change, for better, for worse. It is what it is. Then I jump on the interwebs and jump around like and doing it again. What's going on here? I jump around like I'm on a, hold on a second, I apologize. I don't know what that is. Suddenly it just got dry as a bag of sand. Trampoline, that's where we're at. I jump around like I'm on a trampoline, bouncing all around, getting as much information as I possibly can, bring it back to you, serve it up on a hot platter, because you deserve it. All the information I possibly can within a timely manner, because we have attention spans these days and they are very, very short. You're probably not even watching anymore. If you are, let me know in the comments. Moving on. Part three, where we're at today, is called the final pour. We get down to the very last pour in the bottle and we figure out whether or not this final pour, this last little bit, how does it compare? And you might as well go all the way. How does it compare with halfway point or the first pour? There it goes again. Why is it doing that? I'm drying out and the water's not helping. I need some electrolytes probably. So, where was I? Final pour. Here we are. So now we're going to find out how this compares to the first pour and, of course, the middle pour. So this is the Bacardi Gold Rum, aged 2 years in charred oak barrels. It doesn't say if it's American, European. Surprisingly, just like the white, the gold is actually holding strong on the nose. It's relatively nice. I think time and space is all relative, but we're not going to get into that. Time and space for this rum has actually done it some good, actually, I think. It smells like I don't want to say bourbon. It smells more like a scotch. I do remember in the full review, I did say it was kind of like a bourbon with the oak and the vanilla and the spice. Now it's a little bit more mellow than a bourbon. It kind of comes off more like a scotch, like a lower end, not cheap, but inexpensive blended scotch. It comes off as like a blended scotch. But there's this sort of like sweet, like twinge that just says, no, it's not a scotch. That's kind of interesting. That's very interesting. I never thought it would do this. It's been a long time since Mr. Randy has had rum. But the caveat to that being is that I mainly had it in Coke. Coke and rum, or rum and Coke, has always been like the thing. Very easy drinking to have a rum and Coke. Especially a darker rum. It's a little bit of a sweeterness to it. And it goes with the Coke very well. Pairs very well. It's very nice. It's got a very nice nose. That's very interesting that it changed throughout the duration of this review. It just reminds me of scotch. But then maybe I just got scotch on the brain. So let's get on the palate. That tastes like a watered down scotch. That's weird. Again, maybe it's me. I think maybe it's me, because I didn't get nothing like this on the full review. This has been sitting for, I think, about a week. At least a week. That might be it. It might have had too much time and space to open up that last pour. I usually get down to the last pour and then I do the video. It may not be that day, but it's usually within 12 to 24 hours when I get to that final pour. I leave it alone. I put it on the shelf, I leave it alone, and I start planning the video for the next 12 to 24 hours. Very light nose. The palate is roughly watery, but like a watered down scotch. This is very weird. It's been a while since I've had a scotch, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm just thinking about scotch too much right now. Let's go ahead and get a finish on this and see if that's different. Let me go ahead and get that. Cheers, mate. Getting some instant action on the tip of the tongue. Nice spicy tingliness. The finish is very nice. The finish is much better than the palate and way better than the nose. Everything before this was trying to tell me something about a scotch, but this is definitely coming off pretty much the same. It's trying to tell me this is some kind of whiskey, but this is aged for no less than 2 years in charred oak barrels. So yeah, it definitely does kind of come off as a whiskey. Now this I could see people sipping neat over the white rum. This has more characteristic on the profile for the palate and has a good finish. So I'm saying this is definitely an interesting kind of thing to have found out. So now it's on the cheeks and the jowls. And it's still got a little bit of a lingering sort of aftertaste. But mostly it's just effects right now. Mostly it's just in the cheeks. Not a whole lot on the back end where the top of the esophagus. It's actually kind of nice. It leaves like a little bit when everything sort of passes, you have this little bit of like sweetness aftertaste, and that's the rum. That's a tall tale sign that it is a rum and not a whiskey. It's sweeter. It has a sort of sweet tinge to it that whiskeys do not have. They do have whiskeys that have the sweetness to it, but it's not the same. Still kind of hanging in there. There's some effects still kind of lingering in there after all this time. That's kind of interesting. This Bacardi Gold has definitely surpassed my expectations. Granted, I did lower the bar quite a bit for this one because, I mean, it's rum. It's 40%. But this one blows the white clear out of the water. I might consider rebuying this just for something to have on the shelf in case somebody comes by and says, hey, what do you got in the rum section? That would probably be the one that I would have and keep on there just in case. Let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, thanks for stopping by here at Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. You have a good one.